In the early days of July 1863, a small town in Pennsylvania became the stage for a battle that would forever change the course of American history. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, the air hummed with an eerie calm, a quiet before the storm. This was Gettysburg, a name that would soon be etched into the annals of time. The rolling hills and tranquil fields, typically home to the simple rhythms of rural life, were about to be transformed into a deadly theater of war. Two armies, the Union and the Confederates, were converging on this unassuming town, their destinies intertwined in a clash that would decide the fate of a nation. The Battle of Gettysburg was not merely a conflict between North and South, but a pivotal moment in the struggle for unity and the abolition of slavery. The stakes were high, the tension palpable. This was the dawn of a decisive battle. Welcome to Gettysburg, the turning point of the Civil War. Two armies, one fighting for unity, the other for division, collided in a confrontation that would decide the fate of a nation. Imagine the tense energy in the air as the Union and Confederate armies began their strategic maneuvers, each meticulously planning their approach to the impending battle. The Confederate Army, under the command of General Robert E. Lee, was emboldened by recent victories. Lee hoped to capitalize on this momentum by invading the North, a move he believed would demoralize Union forces and gain support from European powers. His strategy was to engage the Union Army on his terms, on Northern soil, where a decisive victory could potentially end the war. Simultaneously, the Union Army, led by General George Meade, aimed to defend their territory. Despite being new to his role, Meade was a seasoned military officer. He understood the stakes, and knew that a Confederate victory on Northern soil could spell disaster for the Union. Meade's strategy was to use the terrain to his advantage, employing a defensive approach that would force the Confederates to attack. As these two armies moved towards each other, each soldier, each commander, knew the weight of what was to come. The days leading up to Gettysburg were filled with anticipation, tension, and the quiet hum of strategy. It was a chess game of epic proportions, with each move and countermove potentially altering the course of the war, and indeed the future of the United States. And so, as the summer sun rose on the 1st of July in 1863, these two great armies found themselves on the doorstep of a small town in Pennsylvania. Unbeknownst to them, their actions over the next 3 days would resonate through history, their decisions and deeds becoming a turning point in a war that had torn the nation apart. The stage was set for a deadly confrontation that would redefine a nation. The Battle of Gettysburg was about to begin. Over 3 days, these men and their soldiers engaged in fierce combat, leaving over 50,000 casualties. These men, commanders of their respective armies, bore the weight of their soldiers' lives and the future of a divided nation on their shoulders. Let's take a closer look at these key figures. First, we have General Robert E. Lee, the commander of the Confederate Army. Known for his tactical brilliance and audacious strategy, Lee was a man of unwavering commitment, steadfast in his belief in the Confederate cause. His decision to engage the Union Army at Gettysburg was a bold gambit, a desperate attempt to bring the war to a swift conclusion. Facing off against Lee was General George G. Meade, the newly appointed leader of the Union's Army of the Potomac. Meade, a careful and meticulous commander, was thrust into the spotlight just days before the battle. His unenviable task was to halt Lee's northern advance and secure a much-needed victory for the Union. And then there was General George Pickett, whose name is forever linked with the battle's most infamous assault. Pickett's charge, a valiant but ultimately disastrous attack on the Union center, was a high-risk maneuver that ended in heartbreak for the Confederacy. Pickett's role in this pivotal moment epitomizes the courage and sacrifice of the men under his command. These generals, each with their unique strengths and weaknesses, were the architects of the Battle of Gettysburg. Their decisions, made under the immense pressure of battle, shaped the course of the conflict and, by extension, the trajectory of American history. The stakes in this battle were astronomical. The Union sought to quell the Confederate rebellion and restore unity, while the Confederacy fought for its independence and a way of life it held dear. Amid the smoke and fire of Gettysburg, these objectives clashed in a brutal display of warfare. The stakes had never been higher. These strategic victories and defeats shaped the outcome, making Gettysburg the turning point in the Civil War. Let's delve into the military tactics that made such an impact. The defense of Little Round Top was a crucial moment in the battle, a testament to the strategic brilliance of the Union forces. Confederate soldiers under the command of General Longstreet were aiming to seize this advantageous position. However, Union forces led by Colonel Joshua Chamberlain executed a daring downhill bayonet charge, stunning the Confederate forces and successfully defending the high ground. This audacious move was a significant swing in the Union's favor, proving that courage and creativity were as vital as numbers on the battlefield. Just as critical was the infamous Pickett's charge. On the third day of battle, General Lee ordered an all-out assault on the center of the Union line. This audacious move involved more than 12,000 Confederate soldiers moving across an open field toward Cemetery Ridge. Despite the bravery of these men, the charge was a disaster, resulting in heavy losses. The Union forces, fortified and ready, decimated the Confederate ranks. This disastrous charge marked a devastating defeat for the Confederacy, with the loss of valuable men and morale. It was a gamble that did not pay off, and it significantly contributed to the turning point at Gettysburg. These were not mere clashes of armies, but battles of intellect and strategy, of calculated risks and daring maneuvers. They were moments where the tide of the Civil War shifted, where the outcome began to take shape. Each decision, each victory, and each defeat played a vital role in shaping the future of a nation. The Union's ultimate victory at Gettysburg was no accident. It was the result of strategic brilliance, relentless determination, and the brave men who fought and fell on those hallowed grounds. This victory not only marked a significant turning point in the Civil War, but also laid the groundwork for the end of the Confederacy. It was a triumph that echoed beyond the battlefield, heralding the dawn of a new chapter in American history. The Union's ultimate victory marked the beginning of the end for the Confederacy. Today, these hallowed grounds remind us of the sacrifices made for freedom and unity. Gettysburg National Military Park stands today as a testament to those sacrifices. Once a battlefield, now a sanctuary, it's a place where past and present converge, where silence speaks volumes. This park is more than just a collection of monuments, statues, and plaques. It's a living repository of stories. Stories of courage, of fear, of determination, and of sacrifice. Stories that echo through time, resonating with the very spirit of a nation born from conflict and nurtured by unity. On these grounds, one can almost hear the words of the soldiers who fought here. Soldiers like Union Private William McCarter, who wrote, "The scene was spectacular, but oh how sad and terrible. The ground was strewed with dead and dying men." Or Confederate Sergeant Richard Kirkland, who despite the danger, ventured out to give water to wounded Union soldiers, earning him the title, Angel of Mary's Heights. These men, and countless others like them, gave their all on this battlefield. Their stories, their sacrifices, their moments of humanity amidst the chaos, they're all part of what makes Gettysburg so much more than a spot on a map. Gettysburg is a symbol. It's a symbol of a nation's struggle with itself, of the price of division, and of the reward of unity. It's a symbol of the cost of freedom and the value of unity, and it's a symbol of resilience. Because despite the bloodshed, despite the heartache, despite the division, the nation survived. It healed, it grew stronger, and it continues to strive towards the ideals for which so many fought and died here. As we walk these grounds, as we touch the monuments, as we read the inscriptions, let's remember the soldiers, let's remember the battle, let's remember the legacy, because these grounds bear the scars of a nation divided and the echoes of its reunification. The Battle of Gettysburg is more than a historical event. It's a testament to courage, strategy, and the relentless pursuit of a more united nation. This battle, fought in the heat of a Pennsylvania summer over a century ago, had a profound impact on our nation's trajectory. It's a stark reminder of the cost of conflict and division. Yet at the same time, Gettysburg serves as a beacon of hope, a symbol of unity won against all odds. It stands as a stark reminder of what can be achieved when we stand together, when we fight for what is right. It's a lesson in resilience, in unwavering determination, and in the power of unity. As we reflect on Gettysburg, let us draw lessons from it. Let it inspire us to strive for unity, to stand tall in the face of adversity, and to remember that every struggle is a step towards progress. As we look back on Gettysburg, we are reminded of the cost of division, the value of unity, and the power of a single event to change the course of history.